Hello, hello, gorgeous friends. How is everybody doing today? Oh, hold on. I forgot to switch on the lights. Ta-da! Instant tan, baby, instant tan. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the realm of the unapologetic woman. My name is Alnaj, and I am your host today in this rempowering conversation. And no, rempowering is not a spelling mistake, darling. See, I've come to the understanding that the conversations around empowerment are not accurate. And when people speak of empowerment, they're really speaking of help. Empowerment can only come from within. You are empowered. And so we can self empower, but we cannot empower another. However, I do rempower my clients. I stand in remembrance of their power so that they can choose to empower themselves. And so this is one of those conversations, a conversation in which we don't make anything wrong. We make everything right. We invite everything into the conversation and into our hearts. And we just allow ourselves to explore a little bit with our thoughts of what else is possible if we just tilt our heads a little bit and start seeing life from a different angle. So if you are new to my world, then say hi in the comments. Let me know who you are and where you are dialing in from. It is always just such an amazing privilege to meet new unapologetic women from all around the globe. Whether you are meeting me live or in the replay, it doesn't matter. I'll always come back and say hi to you. And of course, if you know me, say hi too, because I just want to have conversations with my friends all day, every day, on every possible platform. And yes, I did just have a sensational soiree call with my ladies. If you want details about that, there's a link for you below in the description. And it was so interesting because one of the partners came in and met us and said, "This is what you call work? This isn't real work." And I have to say, this is a comment that I hear from my partner every time that I've had a soiree meeting, because who says work is not supposed to be fun and real and open and authentic and shenanigans and tears and upliftment and all of the things? Like, we get to decide, ladies, we get to decide. So, by the way, that brings me to mind that if you are a woman in business and you feel like the business that you are creating at the moment is not 100% aligned with your soul blueprint, like how you are meant to create business, then I've also created a workbook for you to start thinking about and debunking some of the conditioned beliefs that you have around business, and how to then get them out of your mind first before connecting with your soul and the blueprints that is available for you to create your empire, live your legacy on your true terms. So I will drop that into the description below as well. However, let's get to the topic for today, because yesterday we spoke about manifestation as an expression of yourself, and truly understanding that that's all that manifestation is. And this is the power of choice that we have, the power of experience, and then the power of choice. So, most of the time, we don't know what we do want until we have tasted what we don't want. And so when we stop making that wrong, then we just shift so much faster into acknowledging what we do want, who we have become in this life experience on a consciousness level. And we can then choose to express that to other people, who we really are, through our manifestations. But that brings me to another thing, and that is who we truly are. Like so many, like most people, I've been taught through society and very well-meaning people that there's always a better version of myself that I need to be working on. There's always a better version of myself that's better than the current version. And I understand where the sentiment of all of this is coming from. And I want to challenge this for all of us today. And here's why. When we are constantly striving, working towards that better version of ourselves, we are constantly making the current version wrong. We are constantly criticizing the current version. Oh, there is a bird that has just flown into the office. It's a little fantail that has decided that he is part of the family. And so he is just literally flying around everywhere around me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, but you need to go out that way. Uh-huh. Do you want me to open the window for you? Okay, guys, let's open the window. Hold on. All right. These things are important. These things are important. Everything is important. Okay, so we've opened the window. So if the bird wants to go out, it can go out. And we can get back to the message. All right, so if we are constantly criticizing who we are at the moment, there is a sense of not enoughness, not good enoughness. I should be doing better. I should be further ahead. I should know better, right? And it makes life hard for us. I did a video last week about compassionate observation, which is the feminine of the masculine critique and criticism. Highly recommend you watch that if you haven't. But I've always said that you already are that version of yourself that you think you have to strive towards. You already are your best version, darling. You already are your best version. Who you truly are is a culmination of your bestest, best. Hence, greatness within. Hence, the book that I wrote for you, the little book of big principles for greatness. Because you are greatness. You are greatness. You are greatness. And we're having a human experience whereby we are conditioned, taught, raised, whatever the word is that we want to use, to believe that we are not that. To believe that we have to constantly be better, do better, strive towards. And then we wonder why people say that personal development is so hard and why they're so tired and why there's so much sorrow in it. And again, not making any of this wrong. And if that is your personal preference of life experience, then that gets to be your personal preference of life experience. But what if you let that belief go? What if you choose not to believe that it has to be hard? What if you chose to believe that evolving, developing is fun and easy? What if you chose to believe that healing feels good and fun and easy? Because everything that we experience is simply based on our beliefs. And our beliefs are simply the things, the narrative that we choose for our individual life experience. And we get to change that whenever we want to, darling. Whenever we want to. And it gets to be however we want to. Okay, so we also have a puppy. And she is bored. But what if you believe that you truly already are your best self? That is who you are. That is fundamentally who you are. And now you get to start observing your patterns of thought and your patterns of behavior and ask yourself, are these patterns of thought, are these patterns of behavior an expression of who I really am? Or are they an expression of my conditioned self? Are they an expression of my conditioned self? We are all born into a time where mass consciousness of humanity is based in fear. All of us. And when we start realizing this, when we start realizing our patterns of conditioned thought, conditioned beliefs, conditioned behavior, conditioned speech, when we start observing this from a space of divine love, understanding that who we truly are is the divine love, is the divinity, then we get to just choose. We don't try and change everybody else, by the way, and go, no, 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 we can't say this anymore and we can't believe this anymore. Get to believe what you want to believe. My question to you, though, is, are your beliefs an expression of your truest self, of your greatness self? Or are they an expression of your conditioned self, your socially conditioned self? And what do you choose forward? And when you start catching your patterns, you have to be willing to be the observer first and foremost, right? You have to be willing to be the observer of your thoughts, the observer of your speech patterns, the observer of your eating patterns, the observer of your movement patterns, the observer of your empire building patterns. You have to be willing to observe those. And then without shooting all over yourself or getting upset with yourself or going, oh my God, really? Just be compassionate and go, oh, how really interesting. This pattern of thought that I'm having, this is not my best self pattern. This is a conditioned pattern. Observation is the first step to reclamation of self. You want to be free, darling? You start observing yourself without criticizing yourself. And then day after day after day, as you observe these patterns, you get to, in that moment, choose whether you're going to hold on to that pattern or whether you're going to replace that pattern with something else. And here's the beautiful part about this. Whatever you did yesterday, whatever you thought yesterday, whatever you said yesterday, whatever you said 2 seconds ago is completely irrelevant. What matters is only the now, your set point right now. That's all that matters. That is what the entire universe is using for calibration. So you can let it all go. Like, let go of the past and let go of the pressure of the future, which, by the way, neither exists. The only thing that exists is this moment, right here, right now. That is all that exists for you. And so when you start compassionately observing your patterns and you understand that all of these patterns is just your human expression of self, when you observe them and you kind of go, well, that is not an expression of my best self, then what is? Then what is? And then observe if you've got any stories around what it would entail for you to have a different pattern. Because I can almost give you $1 that one of the conditioned patterns is, oh my God, it's going to be so hard to change. Can I even do this? Or am I going to fail at this again? Oh! Because we are also being conditioned by society that everything has to be hard in order for it to be worthy. Nobody really enjoys being in the presence of somebody who's having fun all the time and for who everything is easy. My circle is small, but she is powerful. My circle is small, but she is joyful. And my circle is growing bigger and bigger every day. Because more and more women who come into the realm of the unapologetic women are hitting their fuck this shit moments, reclaiming themselves, and choosing to have a joyful life. By no longer feeling they have to show up in any specific way, they just get to show up and they get to be loved unconditionally. And then they get to choose in the moment what is the pattern of thought they want to have, what is the pattern of speech they want to have, what is the pattern of behavior that they want to have. With no pressure, no pressure. Just ease and flow and natural evolution, natural calibration, because who you are is magnificence in human form. And you get to choose your patterns and understanding that all of your patterns is simply an expression of your calibration. Are you calibrating to truth, love, divinity, greatness, or are you calibrating to mass consciousness, fear, hardship, struggle, having something to prove, having to show your worth, having to show that you've deserved what it is that you are enjoying in this life? Patterns. Observe them and choose them. But know this, there is no better version of you. You are only the best version. You are only the best. Let's clean up our language, ladies, so that we can stop being so hard on ourselves and we can start identifying the patterns without self-criticism. You've got this, girlfriend. Like, you are magnificence in human form. And the more you calibrate to this and then just start observing and then start choosing more consciously, the more fun you're going to have with your life experience. That is my message for today. I do hope that you have found value in this. And if you have, please like, share, comment. Let's get this material out to more women, because it's time for society to receive empowered women who are choosing to live their legacies unleashed, unlimited, and unapologetic. So until next time, have an amazing day further. Observe and choose your patterns of self-expression. Cheers.